Brounsall was an attorney in England in the 18th century. Back then, the profession distinguished between attorneys who practiced in the common law and solicitors who practiced in equity law in the Court of Chancery. Brounsall was convicted of stealing a guinea, which is an amount equal to £1 and 1 shilling. It's hard to do the conversion, but it's the equivalent of stealing a few $100s today. He was convicted and sentenced to be burnt and branded on the hand and confined to a house of correction for 9 months. It's interesting that just 300 years ago we were still using such barbarous punishments. 4 or 5 years after that conviction, a motion came before the court to strike Brounsall off the roll of practitioners. However, the application was a little complicated because under the criminal law of the time, once Brounsall had suffered his punishment and been forgiven for his crime by a clergyman, that operated as a statute pardon. In other words, once you'd done the time, you were forgiven for the crime. So if Brounsall had been effectively pardoned for the theft, wouldn't it be double punishment for him to then be struck off the rolls as a practitioner? The court said no. Lord Mansfield said, but the question is whether after the conduct of this man it is proper that he should continue a member of a profession which should stand free from all suspicion. And it is on this principle that he is an unfit person to practice as an attorney. It is not by way of punishment, but the court on such cases exercise their discretion whether a man whom they have formally admitted is a proper person to be continued on the roll or not. Having been convicted of felony, we think the defendant is not a fit person to be an attorney. What this case shows us is that if a legal practitioner commits a criminal offence, or indeed if they engage in any other sort of conduct which leads the courts to consider whether they should be struck off, the court, in striking them off, is not seeking to punish them. Rather, the court is seeking to maintain the integrity of the justice system by removing from practice a person who has shown themselves unfit to be an officer of the court.